Hi, my name is Mackenzie, and I'm going to analyze Kimber Lanning's The Upside to a Down Economy for my honors project presentation. First point is to analyze the successfulness of Lanning's meeting the general and specific public speaking goals. I think she adapted well to her audience with references to Starbucks, and she even used the word hell, show that she was comfortable with her audience and recognized that we were youngsters that probably wouldn't care so much about her word choice. She had a great introduction. Her attention grabber was when she talked about her business at Sinkweeds and how she dropped out of school to start that. Her credibility was introduced by the lady at the very beginning, and then she worked further to build her credibility as she explained that Sinkweeds has been successful for 26 years, so we know that she's a successful businesswoman. And then her thesis statement was a little bit tricky, but I picked up that it was when she said, we think the economy is far away, but in reality, we are the only ones who can fix it. So that showed that she was going to be talking about the economy and different ways that we can influence it. Also, she had her body points and support throughout the whole thing. Her body points were illustrated with her PowerPoint presentation, and then she went into further depth on each of those. Her conclusion was a little bit not up to par with how we've been taught in class. She concluded with more of a call to action at the very end to go online to her website and to push forward 10% to local business, but she never had a real closing statement, although she did provide some sense of closure after the Q&A, I felt. She provided presentational aids with images and charts in her PowerPoint, and then she used lots of nonverbal delivery techniques such as her gesturing. She would use her 5 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to point out different points, and she would also point to people in the audience, which was very effective for me. The second point is what I learned from her content. She taught us a lot about the economy and big business versus local business. So I learned that for every $100 you spend locally, 45 of it stays in Arizona. For every $100 you spend at a big business, only $13 stays in Arizona. She talked about Cabela's and how Cabela's makes more money with from the government by subsidizing than it does from selling its actual products. I also learned that if small business laid off at the same rate as big businesses, there would be 950,000 less jobs in the U.S. It's crazy. And then she also brought up to make the shift, which means that we should shift 10% of our monthly spending to local businesses. That could be things like getting a local haircut, a local oil change, buying Shamrock or Hickman's goods. The third point is what I learned about public speaking and organization in general. I learned that you don't have to necessarily hit every single point or criteria to be a good public speaker in order to be an effective public speaker. For example, she didn't have an extremely clear thesis or a closing statement, or her conclusion didn't really wrap things up, but I still feel like I learned a lot from her presentation, and that I took something home and that she got her message across. Then point 4 is audience reaction versus my reaction. I think that me and the audience had very similar reactions. I think everybody enjoyed her. They were all intrigued, interested. I never saw anybody looking down at their phones. I never had the urge to look down at my phone and check my text messages because I was really interested in what she had to say. So overall, I think Kimber Lanning did a very, very good job with her presentation. And that's my honors project presentation. Thank you.